We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34. Well, these two teams, they met up in Denver earlier this season with the Broncos winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Moss. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a give running left is Eckler, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards of total offense, you're going to win 99 times out of 100. And the one game you lose, you'll know who to blame.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw here, Herbert. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I want to see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Herbert. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. This is caught by Williams. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, week 7, and it was the Broncos getting the road victory, so they'll look to take the season series now here in Denver.
Tua now on first down. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack.
Tua
toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
The 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. But when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Play action. It's Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Tua. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Tua to throw again. A throw left side, hauled in by Hamler. And his bid for the 1st down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That would complete to Dax Milne. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 36, Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. He'll give him a yard on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Going long here for Wallace. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for L.A. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
On 2nd and inches, Tua.
Open man Hamler, that's complete.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Tua now on 1st down. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Charger drive about to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert now. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's Herbert.
That's complete to Moss out of the backfield.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Chargers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Taken from just outside the 30.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can...
And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
McManus's point after is good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moss. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the 50, here's Herbert.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
2nd down and 3.
From the gun, Herbert.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Herbert. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. The play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And Rosas has pushed it to the right. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a solid pickup of 11, and it's 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Tua sets up to pass it.
And going right back to Hamler.
And some space here. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
K.J. Hamler.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is...
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
And the Chargers first down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Looking to throw. Herbert. Throw left side, complete to Moss. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Herbert off of play action. Sliding out of the pocket. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Eckler, they run left side. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They try the left side here with Williams. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throw right side, complete to Williams. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. The Charger drive about to get going. On 1st and 10, Herbert. He finds his man, complete. It's Glover. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
2nd and 5.
Herbert. Throw right side, taken in by Wallace. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Herbert. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They snap it to Herbert. And Allen's got it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On the give, this is Eckler. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Herbert. A quick throw, but incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Herbert rolling to his right.
Open man, Parham. He's got him. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On first down, it's Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
From the 16, Herbert. Caught by Allen. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
Herbert with a connection to Allen for a Charger first down.
That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Yeah, you're talking about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember. Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Breida. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. And that is going to do it. for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Rosa's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
On first down, Tagovailoa. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to pass. Tua.
That's complete. Okuegbunam.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play on the catch and run covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw taken in by Sutton.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 19. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. They'll run on first down. Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
From the 16, Tua. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. K.J. Hamler with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Broncos add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 and the 24. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. 7 yards, the pickup there.
From the 31, Herbert. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Option play, and they'll give to Eckler.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Herbert on 1st down now.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Back to throw here, Herbert. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. On 2nd down, Williams. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play. Here's Tua. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got his tight end Fant. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos sure look like they're going to be moving to 8-1 as they add on to their lead.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Charger drive about to get going. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
To throw again on second down. Herbert.
That's into the hands of Eckler.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Herbert on third down now. Flush to his right.
On Herbert, his third interception.
T.J. Green with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Switch. Go.
They'll run it with Williams. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Play action. It's Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. And incomplete here. So that will leave them with 16 on the clock. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 39. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Broncos, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town.
Meanwhile, for the Chargers,
the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.